Hello and welcome back to the Ember Island Collector. Today we'll be going over Diamond Select Series 4 Final Battle Aang and Sokka. Very exciting. We haven't had a figure of him in a while, not since Mattel released theirs in about 2006. Now I know this video is a little bit late and I have to apologize for that. I've been busy the last couple of weeks and I just haven't had time to film a video or to get this out there. I think we had these guys for a while, so I feel really bad about not doing a review video. Also, it kind of pained me because I really want to take these out and see how they looked like in person. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited to get started. So let's just get into it. Now, looking at them first look, I have to say I'm actually a lot more impressed with the Final Battle Aang than I thought I would be. I'm kind of tired that it's almost in every single series we've had, minus series 3, we had an Aang figure, and that's why I'm just so tired of Aang figures, guys. I don't know. I know he's the main character, but man, like, we only get him in like merchandising, and it gets boring after a while. Like, there's like 8 Funko Pops of him, I think, at this point. I don't want those. I want a painted Lady Katara, please. Anyway, I thought this Final Battle Aang, I thought he was going to look really bad, and he actually looks a lot better in person. So let's bring him to the front here. Now, I personally didn't really know what was going to, like, how this, like, effect was going to work out. We're going to have to see more when I take him out of the box. But I like that he comes with his, like, Series 3 glider in the back, you can see. And he gets, like, another set of hands, so that's kind of his accessories. One thing I like to know about this series and this wave is that there is no Walmart exclusive, so that's, like, a huge plus. So if you see here, because they didn't do that whole Diamond Select Walgreens exclusive version, they actually, if you can look down here, and I'll show you more better, they actually have the black stand in here alongside with the clear plastic stand. And I think that's pretty great. Obviously here, I don't know if they had like a Walgreens exclusive, it probably would have been different because like hands aren't really an accessory. They probably would have given him something else or maybe just leave him like this. I totally also understand why they wouldn't want to do this as a Walgreens exclusive, just because he comes with so many things that you kind of need him as a deluxe item, and just wouldn't have been as interesting to have like a deluxe version with no different accessories versus a Walgreens version. And then you can see on the back as well that there's something different. So on the other ones we have it so that we have like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 kind of items, and we don't see that on here anymore, so now we just see like it's series 4. And we have that same blur that you get in like all the Diamond Select items where it's like talking about Aang and all that stuff. And here we can see we have Aang and then we have Sokka. It says collect them all. We have the same beige color background with like the Avatar Studios logo on it. You can see that we have the J tag here, and it's actually reinforced with some plastic, which I like because then it doesn't break off as easily, it doesn't rip as easily. You can also tell that I've had these for a while because there's a little bit of dust on them since I've been storing them. But generally, looks fine, looks like a great figure. I am really excited to get him out of the box. I just want to see how the like little 4 elements are in the back are actually attached to him, like if they're removable or not. So that's good. But here, moving on to the one that I'm not as excited about, and I'm really, I don't know, it's a little bit disappointing to say the least. Like, Sokka. I love Sokka. He's a great character. They just did him so dirty. Like, this isn't just a lighting thing, like he just looks so much paler than Katara, and he doesn't really look a lot like his character. And this is like also first impression from the box kind of figure, so I don't really know exactly how much better he'll look like when he comes out of here, but so far he's not giving me great vibes. I wish they had put a little bit more effort and detail to him, because they put a lot of effort into Aang, but I guess when you make the same figure like 4 times, you get that like chance to make the figure look better and better each time. And so I don't think Sokka is really living up to expectations. I feel like he looks more like his concept art pictures than he does his actual like character in the TV show. So like the same thing before, we have the same back. And on Sokka we have a couple accessories. We have his boomerang, we have like I don't even know what these 2 accessories are meant to be. I guess we'll see when we take them out. He has this extra set of hands, and he has also, I believe that's his club. I don't know though. Let me give me a second and I'll take them out and then we'll get into them. Okay, so I've gotten both of these guys out. I've noticed that like they started using rattan ties to hold their hands in. I know it didn't help. I know it doesn't really help because I lost it. I got one without a hand once. Go see my Diamond Select Series 3 video about that because that was a fun time. But I've gotten them all out. Their hands did pop out once I took out the rattan ties. But let's focus on Sokka. Now let me try to get him at a better angle or a better view. Focusing on Sokka, he looks pretty okay. He comes with 2 sets of hands. So he comes with, like, you know, the figure himself, obviously. He comes with 2 sets of hands. So let's pull those out. These 2 sets of hands. Let's see if it focuses. So 2, like, grabby hands, like, open hands. Because right now he has, like, a loose fist that you can put stuff in. And then he comes with 2 actual fists. So, like, they're closed, so you can't put anything in there. And I like how they actually put, like, the hands that are meant to hold things already on the figure, just because usually it's a closed fist once you have to take them out and replace them. And sometimes the little supports over here, they're very weak and they kind of break, is what I've noticed since switching them out. This thing, now that I've taken it out, you can actually kind of see, hopefully you can see on camera, yeah. You can see that these are, like, actually meant to, like, indicate that his boomerang's being thrown. I don't really know how to accessorize with him, but if you guys have a better idea, let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully we'll find something interesting to figure out with there. Here, I believe it's kind of similar, same thing. It's like a swoosh. Like, yeah, you can see over here his boomerang. Let me see if you guys can hold on. Okay, there you go. That's better. You can see, like, the swoosh of his boomerang, so it's meant to be like it's meant to show that him throwing the boomerang, which I think is very, very cool. I don't know if you would hold this or how you accessorize with it, or if you, like, stuck it with these joist again. I mean, it looks like it has a hole for the joist and it has, like, a smaller hole for maybe another joist, but you could probably stick it in here. I don't know, these are always so tight. Like, the holes are always so hard to put anything into when you first get any of these Diamond Select items, and then once you actually get things in there, they just kind of fall apart afterwards. That's my biggest qualm with Diamond Select. I know McFarlane Toys is starting to have new Avatar figures that are coming out in actually a couple of weeks, probably in August, and I'm really excited to get those. I pre-ordered them. Anyway, moving on. I could not get this to fit in there, but that's probably just me not pushing it through hard enough. But anyway, going to the other accessories, we have his little boomerang, which is very, very cute, and I believe that he also, I'll show you later actually, but I think this can actually be held in his boomerang holder in the back, which I think is really cool, because the Mattel action figure did that, and I thought that was a really cool thing that they had. And then we have his club here, which I don't know where they got this from, because usually Sokka has it and it's like more of like it's more curvy, and then, like, there's a ball here that he takes out so that he can actually use it. And they didn't have that here, so I'm not really sure where this is coming from, because I don't remember seeing Sokka with this, but it has been a while since I've watched the series. So there's that, but I think it's a cool accessory. And then if we take more look into the figure itself, oh, and also to point out, we still have, like, the general, like, we have a black stand, which is really nice. That's the one that usually comes with the Walgreens exclusive, and we have the clear acrylic stand, which I think is also very interesting, that we have 2 stands, so you can use either one depending on your preference, which I like. Looking over here, we have Sokka. He has a very, like, blank expression. I don't want to say scheming, because it doesn't look like he's scheming. I don't know. Like, you can see also here that there's a little bit of a problem with the plastic, as it's not really clearly cut off, so it's a little bit overfilling over there. But we get Sokka. His head swivel is actually pretty good, like, considerably good, considering, like, his wool barely wiggles. We have him in his kind of more in season 1 wear, because you can see that his sides of his heads are shaven, whereas season 3, like, is kind of grown back, so he doesn't have that, which I like that consistency in the TV show. We have his wolf tail, though. We have him with his shoes. They go all the way up to his knees, just like they do in the TV show, and he has those, like, little things that cover his kneecaps, so that's pretty nice. He does bend pretty well, and you can see that he bends enough. Like, he bends the you know, regular almost 180 degree, kind of, not really, but, like, almost there. Foot mobility is pretty, like, his foot's actually pretty loose, and that's usually, I never like when their feet are loose, because then it just means that they don't pose as well. Let's see, his legs do have good posing, but like I said before, like, it's very similar to the other figures. You have to be careful when you want to, like, move his legs. Like, anyway, this, oh, did I break anything? No, but you have to be careful when you move his leg like this way because it does stretch out the fabric, the plastic that is like the bottom half of his like shirt, his tunic. And let's see his arm movements. So he's able to twist his arm over here fine. He can rotate this. I feel like this figure is quite loose. So not probably the best for posing in like a certain, like if you want to keep it like here or here. So he does work pretty well. And then on the back we actually have his accessory. So you can see there, I hope this is an actual hole. So let's see if we can actually do it. But we have his cover for his boomerang. So that's where he sticks his boomerang in the TV show. And then we have another pouch for him that I believe he probably carries. And so, but you can also I think stick the club there as well, which I think that's what it's supposed to be for. And you also see that he has his choker that he has in the TV show on as well. Overall, pretty okay figure. Like I said, something I don't like about Diamond Select is that like once you start moving their joints, like a bunch of paint comes off, and that's always a bummer. It's also really annoying because you gotta clean it up. But one thing I want to say, like here, I got Katara out for a comparison. But first of all, I don't like how they use like a string on him for this part to hold all his stuff in, because it's not really like you can't take it out. It's molded to his body. That's another. Let me see. Can you? Yeah. Okay, just had to confirm. These are molded to his body, so you can't take them off. They're not removable, and I don't really like that just because like you get these weird like crossing lines that you don't really actually ever see in the TV show, really. Not that I can tell of. But also like skin color wise, you even with the light shining on this, you can tell like Sokka is way paler than Katara whatsoever, and I don't understand why, because they have the exact same skin color. So Diamond Select, just a question, why you made series 1, you made Katara, she looks great, her eyes are big and huge like in the TV show, and then Sokka looks like this and doesn't even look like they're part of the same line. Like even his blue, like they wear the same shade of blue in the TV show, and he's just, I don't know, like Sokka looks fine by himself, but then you put next to Katara and then you're like, oh, never mind actually. And I like how in Katara she has like this one's plasticky and like it can be taken off or on, and you can take her wire skin off. Whereas Sokka, you're kind of stuck with the stuff like these straps on him, which just kind of sucks because it just, I don't know, it's not something you really see, and I don't think it looks as good. And they're also like loose, so they just kind of flip-flop around like this. So really not my favorite figure. I feel like alone he looks fine, but they could have done such a better job with him, and I feel like this always happens to characters with like darker skin tones, that they just don't get them right. Especially Katara and Sokka, they've never been done right, I feel like, in action figure form. Though I do think Sokka in the Mattel version wasn't too bad. I think he looked pretty good. I mean, considering he was the only character they had from the Water Tribe, he looked pretty good. But yeah, let's see if I can actually stick this in his. I want to say you could stick it in here because it has. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. So you can stick it in there like that. I think that's pretty cool. You can stick his boomerang in here. Let's see if we can actually stick his dagger in here as well, and you can. So I think that's pretty cool. I do like that a lot. I'm just not really sure how the other accessories would work as well. Like, would I attach this to his arm? Would I attach it to here? There we go. See? But how do I make it look cool? I don't know. I'm not good at this whole making things look nice kind of thing. Here we go. It looks pretty okay. Not gonna lie, it's really not the best thing I've ever done with an action figure, and I'm sorry, Sokka, but you kind of didn't get a lot of great things going for you either, so it's a double whammy. It's both bad. Okay. But that looks pretty okay, right? He doesn't look too bad. I'm just, like I said again, why did they make him paler? That's always a question. Like, you had one character that looks very in character, looks very much like her character, and then her brother looks nothing like him. Like, the description they gave him, it looks more like his concept art rather than his character in the actual TV show. So I feel like that was a little bit of a disservice to him. So not my favorite. You can also see like there's a little bit of the blue shining out through his arm, so the application of that deco is not great. But we live and we learn. Not my favorite Diamond Select figure. But we'll move on. We'll move on about that. So I'll take Sokka. You take your hands and your items, and you can wait over here. Katara, thank you for being here for us. We're gonna put you back there. And let's move on to Aang. So moving on to Aang, first, you can take off this giant big thing. I mean, I sure hope you can, because it fell off. So I sure hope you can put it back. But there's a hole in the back, like usual. Actually, I didn't see. Sokka doesn't have a hole. He does have a hole in the back, does he? Let's see. Sokka also does have a hole, but it's much lower than most of the holes in here, and I think that's because of his boomerang. Just put that out there. I'm just gonna put Sokka down for a second because I don't want to struggle putting him back up. But let's look at Aang. Aang has, first of all, his scar, which I think is pretty nice that they actually included that, because like obviously he had it in his season 3 at that point because Azula has struck him with lightning, and you know, it's a plot device when they give him his avatar state back because he just gets his chakra unlocked with a giant rock, which there's a lot of things wrong with that, but we're not going to address that here. But anyway, as you can see, he has his arrows are white, his eyes are white. Probably saved a lot on the deco stamps there. He has the arrows going down his arms that are white because he's in avatar state, and like I don't know, he's actually quite fun. I am quite impressed with this figure. He doesn't look all too bad in comparison to his other figure. I mean, they're the same height, which I enjoy because sometimes the height consistency is possible. Same expressions, kind of the same, literally like the same mold. It's just that he's not wearing, his pants are a little darker, so they're more brown, and there's an orange belt. I'm not sure how screen accurate that is. We'll have to pull up a picture of him in the series finale. But overall, like, his pants are different colors, different color belt, but he looks more or less like the same character, same kind of mold that they use, just different paint. Okay, but now if we look at Aang, we can see that he has all the same joints as before. He's able to bend all the way this way. He's able to flex his feet, which I've noticed his feet are a little bit more stiff than Sokka's were, which is nice because then he'll probably stand up a lot, but he has been standing up a lot better. He can bend his legs more because he doesn't have any like fabric restricting him, so he can sit. Look at him. He's just enjoying his day in avatar state. He has abs, which I know he has abs in the TV show. I don't know, sometimes it's just weird thinking that a 12-year-old has abs. I don't know, I don't have abs. But also, you can see his arms rotate, they spin as well. It's a little bit more stuck. He feels very lightweight, and I think that's probably due to the fact that he comes with a lot of cool accessories. So let's first also talk more about this accessory before I put it back on him. As you can see, we have all 4 elements here, and it's like very interesting because we've gotten all 4 elements, right? We've gotten all 4 of them in all the other packages. We got them with Katara, the water, Zuko, fire, Aang, the air, and then Toph, earth, and like they all look like the figures when we had those those special accessories in those boxes. I think it's like such a nice ode to that. But it's also like a nice, like how they kind of make it try to look like it encompasses him like a circle, like in the TV show, and I like that a lot. I think it's kind of weird that this part is like very red, just because it looks like a candy, not gonna lie. I'm just surprised they didn't just continue with the orange all the way through, because that would have, I feel like, been more cost efficient. And it looks like you can see here, like they've added, like these parts aren't molded, like they weren't, I think these 2 parts were probably formed in one mold, but it looks like this one was like the earth is separate, the water was separate, and they're all just like fused together. Just from a manufacturing point of view. So let's put it back on him, and you can see you can also adjust this any way that you want, and then there you go. And that's Aang. I hope this is the way he came in, because I'm putting him in like that. And let's see. And we see also here Aang has his fist hands, but he does come with 3 sets of hands, which is very nice. So let's see. He has his slightly open fist hands, so those focus. So those are the ones that can grasp onto things. So like his glider that we have, or his staff, that's just his glider closed. We have his flat hands, so he can be having flat hands. And then we have his kind of grabby hands, which just make, we just make him more like, give him more of a dynamic hand pose, which I like. And then for other accessories, again, we have also Aang gets an acrylic stand. Oh, it's still actually in the box. I'm not taking it out though because I don't want to. And we have Sokka's. But we also have Aang's staff here, which we see this also in the Diamond Select gallery figure. We see it in the Wave 1 figures. So that's pretty nice. I mean, just the staff, it doesn't really do much. And you can see that he could definitely, if you maneuver his hands enough, you can get into his hands, into his little grabby, like half fists kind of hands. I always hate putting stuff in his hands though, because I hate how like their hands really deform. But yeah, nice. And then I think the piece de resistance is his glider. Now this is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. He does have it in the final moments, in the final battle, not the final moments, but in the final battle, he does go with this, and I think it's really interesting. We have his other glider, which is made of like much harder plastic. This one's a lot more bendy, a lot more less plasticky. It just feels a lot more heavy. And we have also like the handles here. It looks pretty cool, and I like how there's a hole in here, so you can definitely just stick it into like again those. No, you cannot. Oh, maybe you can. You definitely can stick it into here. The holes are just not the right sizes. You just have to shove it in. But I think it's pretty cool. And you definitely can pose him in very cool ways with this glider that I'm probably not going to do. Overall, I think he's a cool figure. I like the accessories he comes with. And I think that he is just generally, very simplistic, very minimalistic, but he's still a very, very good figure, and I think that simplicity really worked out for them in this case. Now let's bring back Sokka and we'll talk about some final remarks because this video has gone on long enough. Overall, I quite enjoy these figures. I feel like if I have to go with my favorite series right now of all 4 waves that have released from Diamond Select, it's definitely not the series. No offense, like I said, I think I said about the last series too, which is kind of a bummer because I feel like the first 2 were pretty okay. And then, like, I like Toph, I like Katara, I like Zuko, I like Series 1 Aang in his Season 3 outfit, but I didn't like Series 2 Aang with his Season 1 outfit. That's a tongue twister. So I think these figures, they're very nice, I think they're well made, but I think Diamond Select could really just step it up a couple of notches, especially because we have the McFarlane figures, so I'll put maybe a picture up here just to show you the comparison, but like the McFarlane figures are kind of out of this world, like, nice looking. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they don't look that great. I like them. I don't know why I sound so defensive there, but I really did like them. And the only one I never pre-ordered was Appa, and I kind of regret that. I definitely want to have him because I think he looks really cool. I also want to see how big he is in person, but we'll see if he ever comes back in stock. I don't know, maybe he will, maybe I'll get him. But going back to these figures, I think if any of these 2, I like Aang a lot more, which is the first because usually he's not my favorite character or like favorite figure to look at. Just because there's so many of him and he has a lot of other figures to compare to, it's very hard to be like, oh, this Aang is my favorite Aang. But this one, honestly, I like him. I like him a lot. And I think what they did with him is very nice. I like how easily posable he is. I like how he looks, and it just is very interesting. Sokka, again, skin color. Don't understand why he's so much paler than Katara when he very much doesn't have to be. And his accessories, though, I do think are cool. I do like Aang's accessories a little bit more. I do like the multi-use of Sokka, so you can either put it in his hand or he can hold it in his pouches in the back of him. But it's just something that, I like that. I just wish the figure looked a lot better. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think of this Series 4, just because I haven't heard a lot of chatter about exactly what everyone thinks of it. It's definitely not Diamond Select's best. Really, Sokka really is underselling all of this. Like, he doesn't look that great. Diamond Select, you need to figure out why he looks so bad. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know also down below what other videos you want me to do. I've been struggling to figure out some content recently, especially because like Diamond Select waves. I've kind of gone through all of them at this point. I don't really have any new up-and-coming merchandise, so I don't really know what to cover on here. So let me know what if you guys want, what kind of content you guys want to see on this channel. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you haven't subscribed yet. Most of my viewers come from not subscribed, so it'd be great if you could subscribe to my channel and then click the little bell icon so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Until next time, Flameo Hotman.